Hey guys, welcome back! In this lecture, we will start creating together this nice flipping logo animation. So let's get started. First thing, as usual, I'll hit Ctrl or Command and on keyboard to create a new composition. You are free to adjust any settings you want, then click OK. Now I'm going to import my logo, so double click on the project panel here and import the logo. I'll drag and drop it on the timeline here, and I'll scale it up a bit. So select the layer and hit S on keyboard to get the scale control, then drag it up. Also, I'll pre-composite, so hit Ctrl or Command Shift C. I'll call it logo. Make sure to select Move All Attributes option here, then click OK. Great! Now I'll go to the Tools bar here and select the Rectangle tool. Make sure you are unselecting any layers here. Now I'll activate the proportional grid here for more precise results. And I'll zoom in a bit. And now I'll come here and draw a rectangle that covers half of my logo like this. It doesn't have to be a rectangle. You can choose any shape you want according to your logo shape. Please note that I'm setting my rectangle shape to be in a solid fill. You are free to choose the color you want, and I'm disabling the stroke. Okay, we don't need the logo layer for now, so I'm going to hide it by clicking on the eye icon beside it here. And now I'm going to move the anchor point of this rectangle shape layer to the bottom in the middle here using Move Anchor Point panel. Let's call this layer Flip1, so I'll select it, hit return on keyboard, type in Flip1, then hit return again. And I'll turn it into a 3D layer, and this by checking this checkbox in the 3D cube column here. If you can't see this on your timeline, hit F4 on keyboard or use the toggle switches mode button. Now I'll drag my time indicator to 10 frames. Select the layer and hit R on keyboard to get the rotation control. Click on the stopwatch beside X rotation. Then go to 1 second and set the X rotation value to 180. Now I'll select both keyframes and add Easy Ease by either hitting F9 on keyboard or right-click Keyframe Assistant Easy Ease. Then I'll go to the graph editor and in the speed graph, drag this point inwards like this. Now let's click on the ramp preview and see what we have so far. Great! So now we have this flipping animation. Yet I need to add some kinda like shading as it starts to flip. So how will I do this? First I'll go to the Effects and Presets panel and search for an effect called Hue Saturation. Drag and drop it on my shape layer here. And now I'll drag my time indicator to this rotation first keyframe. Then go to the Effect Settings panel. Click on the stopwatch beside Channel Range here. Then go to 16 frames. Set the master lightness to -30. Then drag the time indicator to 22 frames. Then set the master lightness to 0. Now let's click on the ramp preview and see what we have now. Great! So as you can see here, we got some shading as the shape is flipping here. Perfect! So far so good. Now I'll create copies of this shape layer. So select it and hit Ctrl or Command D on keyboard 4 times. Now I'll drag my time indicator to the beginning of my timeline. Hit Shift page down to go 10 frames forward. Select this flip to layer and hit open bracket to move its endpoint to the time indicator. Now again, hit Shift page down to go 10 frames forward. Select flip 3 layer and hit open bracket to move its endpoint to the time indicator. And again, hit Shift page down. Select flip 4 layer, then hit open bracket on keyboard to move its endpoint to the time indicator. And last one here, hit Shift page down, select flip 5 layer and hit open bracket. Great! Now let's see how that will play. Perfect! This looks good to me. Now we are ready to place our logo and start creating the logo reveal animation, and this is exactly what we are going to do next lecture. Thank you so much for watching and looking forward to seeing you next lecture.